Alright, here we go. So I am playing some Scareclaws and this deck is absolutely insane. So I'm going to start off with the Pyrurized map because I want access to that 4 mud skipper. Rescue Cat is a really good starter in this deck, but it is nowhere near as good as 4 mud skipper because it just provides just that extra little bit of value that you need to pretty much build an insane board. And you're going to see what I mean right here. So the reason why it's so good is for this reason right here. Basically, you can summon these monsters out, and then I just grabbed Slash, but I could have grabbed um, an Arrival, and then Arrival would allow me to basically go into Scareclaw Tryhard right here, and then I could have just did what I'm doing right here, but I decided to grab Slash instead. And then I go into Berserker right here, bringing these two monsters back, and then I go into an Appaloosa Poet of Goddess. Alright, so right here I go ahead and flip over Slash. So I got all monsters go into defense, and this card is unaffected by defensive monsters. I also have a 3 material Appaloosa. I also have Slash, which is live to negate something. Because of the tryhard, as long as it's face up, I got a cross out designator and then a pop on my turn that I can activate through the field spell plus Ash Blossom. And if I just need to save my own ass and summon Scareclaw Kashtira, I can do that as well. That's why I like to have Scareclaw Kashtira in my hand, is because, like, if my opponent basically clears my board and I know they're about to attack, I can just summon this out, put this into defense, and then basically it could act as a body to prevent them from just OTKing me, just killing me, or basically it can just act as good follow-up if I summon a cash or a Scareclaw monster and then something happens. This can just allow me to continue to play through. So he activates reinforcement of the army, and then I use cross-out designator to stop that. This monster is going to go into defense, and then I ash his field spell to prevent him from gaining advantage. He then activates triple tactics thrust, and then I negate that with the Scareclaw slash because I don't want him getting that advantage. And then he activates this card right here, which clears my field, but it does allow me to summon out a Reichheart. I just go for a rival, so then that way I have some form of follow-up and I can basically just rebuild my board. Now, he doesn't have anything left in his hand, and I can actually just activate this Reichphobia right here and just pop his field spell, and that pretty much would be GG's. Now I got Rescue Cat, which full combo, right? Rescue Cat is one of the best starters in this deck. It's not as good of a starter as 4 mud skipper, but once you do the 4 mud skipper play, 4 mud skipper is pretty much dead after that. Doesn't really work as well after that. It's that initial first combo is where 4 mud skipper is like very good. After that, Rescue Cat is like the second starter that's like the better starter for trying to rebuild your board because it summons out 2 Scareclaws. And then I also have follow up in case something happens to that because I got Kashtira plus Arrival, so I can still find a way to get to this Scareclaw tryhard again. But of course, and then oh my god, I go Visa Starfrost, so that's even better. So now, just grabbing this card right here, all I gotta do now is just summon out Rescue Cat, boom, use its effect, go one of the Scareclaws to Light Heart, which will give me a Light Heart here, plus I'll still have a Scareclaw on the field, and then it'll give me another one of these. I grab that, and then I can grab a second Reichheart since I haven't activated its effect this turn. Summon that out. I'll get another Arrival, which means that I can do 2 synchro plays because I can go Starfrost plus Reichheart that's on the field to basically go into a Chaos Angel or Cheng Ying or Baron de Flor, then activate both arrivals and then go into a second synchro if I wanted to do that, and that would actually clear the field completely because on summon of this card it banishes a card on the field, and Baron de Fleur actually can destroy a card on the field. So, and then this can pop a card on the field. So I can completely clear his board using Baron de Fleur and Chaos Angel, and then basically just attack for game because he doesn't have much health. Let's see what happens. I pop that card, go rescue cat, and of course he knows. That's exactly what I was going for. He pretty much surrenders and he's out the door. Now I've been winning like crazy. This deck is on a crazy win streak. Let me show y'all one more gameplay and then I'll show y'all the deck. This match right here was actually pretty crazy too. Really good match right here. So I'm going to go ahead and go first. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with Balloon, go into Lightheart, and then my opponent is going to imperm my Lightheart. I just go ahead and activate a rival to summon Balloon out, and then I just go into Dark. Now the only reason I really did this is so I just have a bigger body, making it more difficult to attack over. I got 3 hand traps in my hand, so I'm not too worried about him popping off too crazy, right? So I just go ahead and ash this card right here, and here's one of the funniest things ever. So I play Rescue Cat and then activate its effects. Now I know y'all might be wondering, why didn't he call by the grave the ash so he could pop off or do whatever play he was trying to do? Well, he had set his call by the grave and ended his turn. That's the downside to playing whatever deck this is and whatever strategy that is where something happens in the end phase. That's the downside to doing a deck like that. You have to set your call by the grave, making it unable to be activated. So he has to wait, which he still gets better value out of it because he actually stops my Rescue Cat play. So I then activate this card here, go into Nightmare Unicorn, spin this back into his deck, and then I just attack him right here, right? Go into the end phase, and all I have is Nibiru. Now, I had to choose between discarding Effect Veiler and Nibiru. Do I want to stop one play, or do I want to stop 5 monsters on the field, or 5 potential summons? So, of course I kept Nibiru. Nibiru is a ultimate ender. So he's popping off. He's going full combo. Boom, boom, boom. And that pretty much shuts that shit down. Now, Nibiru on the field can just easily attack into this token, so it doesn't matter what I draw. It does not matter what I draw. He has to clear my Nibiru token with 1 card. He has to 1 card combo me. And his card that he draws has to be something that can clear this Nibiru token, unless I'm playing a 60 card deck with 30 starters in it. Could I draw a 1 card starter? Let's find out. Look at that heart of the cards. Go into Astra, go into Lightheart right here, boom. Grab Field Spell, boom. Go into Reichheart. Reichheart's going to summon, give him in a rival. Just like that. Try hard. Oh no, I can't attack with my Nibiru though. Doesn't matter. I'm going to Scareclaw Cashtira right here, and then I just go ahead and pop that. Just that easy, my boy. Just that easy. Look at that. Turned it around with 1 card. That's why I love Scareclaws, because Scareclaws can just come back at any moment. It's just a 1 card pop off with this deck. So let me go ahead and show y'all my deck. So this is the deck that I was using. So this is the deck that I was using right here. Basically a 60 card deck. Now it was a 50 card deck, and one thing that I noticed when it was at 50 cards, now I was still winning when it was at 50 cards, believe me. Like, I know y'all saw that win streak, bro. So I just added more hand traps in here. More hand traps. Kurakari, basically a kaiju. Effect Veiler. Ash Blossom was already in the deck. Also, I added two Nibiru's in here, right? Nibiru, y'all saw Nibiru put in that work. Literally saved me. You know, he was finna fully pop off. That could have been the end of my streak. Nibiru came in clutch, right? Um, Also, cross out designator. Y'all saw me use cross out designator to slow my opponent down. I literally cross out designated a reinforcement of the army. So this deck has got good value because of how many cards I'm running, how many different hand traps, having access to being able to stop whatever, whenever, literally is like so clutch in this deck. And then infinite impermanence. This was already in the deck as well as the Call by the Graves, but being able to just have so much versatility in this deck and pop off. And I've added more combo value in this deck and taken more cards out. So basically, I took out the Chang Ying for the simple fact that I was almost rarely ever going into Chang Ying in this deck. Now, I'm not saying that you should take Chang Ying out, but I noticed there was kind of a little bit of a choke point in this deck where I couldn't really get into IP Masquerena in a particular part of the combo. So this card right here, I've been searching cards to try to find a way to get into IP Masquerena consistently. So now this card right here, what it basically does is, so you can target one level 3 or lower monster that's co-linked to this card, tribute it, and then if you do, special summon. So basically, the idea is when you get your code breakers all onto the field, you use the level 2, and then the which one is it? This one right here, 0 day. You use the 0 day. Oh my god, I did not mean to do that. You use the 0 day and then the level 2 to go into this particular monster. Where's it at? Right here. You go into this, right? Once you do that, you put this next to the level 3 side right here. You have the arrows facing each other right here, right? Once you do that, this is co-linked. So then you then activate this card's effect to tribute the co-linked code virus berserker. And what this does is this gives you 3 tokens. Then you can then use those 3 tokens on the field because you can't go into IP Masquerena with those monsters on the field because they can't be linked monsters. So this takes them from being linked monsters to not being linked now. And then from there, you could pretty much do whatever you want, right? You can pretty much go into whatever you want. Now, I might take Dark out and put another level 2 into this deck. Why do I keep doing that? But put another level 2 that I can use the other tokens to go into. So then that way I can go into like a Synchro 4 or whatever. But now I can make an Unchained Abomination that can't be destroyed by card effects and have that sitting under a Tri-Heart if I wanted to do that because of that. Or I can go into a Borrelin Dragon. Literally a Borrelin Dragon right alongside a Scareclaw Tri-Heart, right? Now, this doesn't give you a whole lot of value, but basically this is a monster that your opponents can't really, it's hard for them to kill. This is like a boss monster that's hard for your opponents to kill. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, neither player can target this card with monster effects. So they can't target this card. They can't destroy it with battle or card effects. They can target it with a trap card or something, but it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So they would have to banish this card, or I mean that's pretty much it. They'd have to banish or kaiju it or something because they can't just attack into it. or attack over it. I mean, so this card will probably be still on the field. This and the reason I say that is because this basically would give you a monster that has some protection on it from something like a Raigeki or from some kind of like generic card that just destroys all your cards basically. So this gives you some form of protection. Scareclaw Tryhard usually has some form of protection from the arrival, or you could go into an Appaloosa using the IP Masquerena, except you can't use tokens. But that's why I was saying earlier, you could just link some stuff off. But you can go into IP Masquerena without doing that anyways, without using this card anyways. So you have access to IP Masquerena now. You also have access to something like Unchained Abomination that can't be destroyed by card effects, because now you have a way to go into IP Masquerena before making it. You also have a way to go into Borrowland Dragon, which you already had a way to go into this card anyways. It just requires 3 effect monsters. Literally, those would have been the 3 effect monsters. So, already had a way to go into this. And then, well, technically you didn't, because this will make it now. This will make a way for you to go into it now. Then we got Crusade Avermax. Now I could go into Crusade Avermax already. Um, it was just a little difficult because I had to summon an additional body. Well, now 2 monster special summon from the extra deck. Now all I gotta do is go IP Masquerena with 2 of those tokens, and then just literally use this plus IP Masquerena, and pretty much that's it. You know, and then I can't go into a level 3 once I use this card's effect. Um, so that's the problem for the rest of the turn. But I can still go into IP Masquerade and go into a level 3 later if I wanted to do so. But it's just so much more potential is there with this particular deck. And there's a few other cards that I've been kind of looking at. A few other links, like this card right here, being able to just completely wipe everything. You could allow your opponents to just play, and then literally IP Masquerena and allow this shit right here to allow whatever it is to be summoned next to what something is that this card is pointing to, and then it'll just board wipe everything. Do I want to do that? Probably not, but the option is there. You could Griffin lock your opponents with that. Do I want to do that? Nah, but you can. Super easy to do now. You just need 2+ monsters with different names. Of course, the ability to do that will be here, and it'll be co-linked. So the ability to do all of that is going to be here now. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I am very tired, not gonna lie. Been up pretty much going crazy. Oh yeah, you can also go into Borrowsword Dragon. This card right here is one of those cards that like have this crazy attack gaining effect, making it pretty easy to like just kill anything. Yeah, and then of course cannot be destroyed by battle, so they can't just attack into this. They have to actually clear this out in some other way. Oh yeah, and by the way, it cannot be destroyed by battle. And yes, you can make this card by IP Masquerena, so you can make this unable to be destroyed by battle or card effects, and it'll gain some crazy. When this card declares an attack on a face-up monster, basically gains crazy attack, crashes, kills pretty much anything, and your opponents cannot activate cards or effects in response to this effect activation. So this card right here, super crazy. And when you activate this effect right here, basically this can attack twice. So yeah. Yep. So you could do whatever, but I'm just pointing out some ideas, you know. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.